I'm gonna show you the template that I have been using since 2020, and this is the system that I have been using since I freaking know myself. So basically, when I was 14, I decided to seriously learn English because I wanted to live in Los Angeles. Thank God it didn't happen. But I decided to seriously learn English, and I did. I used the system that I have been using now for French and Italian. Basically, the main idea is setting goals, choosing the materials, the resources that you will study from. Then you're creating the weekly plan of studying, and this weekly plan is based on the goals you have set previously. Then, as you're learning, you're tracking your progress, how much you have learned. You are self-evaluating, you are self-reflecting. I'm going to show you the template that revolves around these few concepts, this roadmap of learning any language. I'm gonna show you now. Okay, so this is the main dashboard. I tried to make it this vibe of learning languages, of traveling. First, we're starting with a quote. We should learn languages because language is the only thing worth knowing in the world. And I kind of agree, because if I have never learned English, I'm not even talking about French, I would have not become the person I am today. Because in Ukrainian and Russian there are not so many resources for self-growth, for learning, for education. I was able to learn so freaking much about myself, about the world, even to learn French, to learn Italian. Now that I speak those languages, I was able to go to France on exchange. So whenever I get discouraged, because while language learning may take a lot of time, maybe a few years before you reach a substantial level, you will feel like you are not making any progress, but it's not true, because you're still making progress, invisible progress, but it's still progress, okay? If you just keep persisting, you will discover a new world for yourself, of opportunities, of new ideas, of a new perspective, which will allow you to grow even more as a person, okay? We'll start with Italian, because Italian is my French. I wanted to say my lifelong romance, no, but it's actually with French. We're starting off with the essential questions that will be able to help you prepare mentally to what you're about to learn, okay? So the first question is, what is your level goal for life? For me, it's B1. I know it's not very high, but it's just enough for me to be able to communicate lightly with the locals, to speak on general topics easily, to live in Italy for some time. Then you're asking yourself, what is your current level? My current level is something between A1 and A2, because I can certainly talk about myself now, but I cannot use the tenses very well. I cannot switch easily, you know? I cannot really speak on the general topics, but I can understand it. That's why it's not a sure A2, it's something in between. Then you're asking Google, how many hours do you need to study to achieve the next level? Generally, for Romance languages, for English speakers, you need something like 120 hours to reach one level. I have found for myself, when I have calculated how many hours I need to study, it's easier for me to calculate the amount of time in months it will take me to achieve a new level, okay? So by the end of 2024, I can count on myself to learn Italian until B1. And following up the next question, how many hours a week are you willing to spend on this language? I put 3 because I'm very busy. I'm a busy bee. It comes down to 30 minutes a day. It's totally manageable. Then ask yourself, what are the main activities that you'll focus on? For me, the main thing, my main goal is to be able to express myself, to talk with the locals on general topics. So for me, it will be expressing myself, listening and reading. I have not written down writing because I don't intend on writing essays in Italian. We're moving on to the yearly goals. This is where I try to imagine where I'll be in a year from now. By the end of December, I will have to have P1 in Italian. So by the end of June, I must be A2. It will be like 6 months from June to December for me to achieve B1, which is totally achievable if I keep studying, right? Based on those goals, on the yearly ones, I'm setting the quarterly objectives. So 3 months is not really that far away. You are able to set achievable goals, to track them, and they are also connected to your yearly goals. So this way you are staying on track, okay? Then we're moving on to the monthly goals. I'm taking the next month, for example, right now is March. I set the goals for March and connected them to quarterly objectives, which means that each monthly goal that I have must have a purpose behind it. For example, this month I need to revise all of the learned tenses in Italian, which is linked to the goal of switching easily between tenses. And this goal is linked to A2 level goal, okay? To the yearly one. This weekly planner is a very toned down version of the planners I used to have in the previous years, because I remember I tried to make them as specific as possible, to plan every single detail, and sometimes it would take me much more time to plan these tasks than actually doing them. If you scroll down, you will have all of the resources, study tracker, progress bar, and other pages, other databases that are connected to my Italian page. I will show you all of those pages separately. Resources. Here I'm saving all of the resources that I just always forget to save. I also have a little library of movies, of YouTube channels and books that I want to read or have started reading and watching. The study tracker helps me to calculate how much time I'm spending on a language, to make sure that I'm progressing, that I am dedicating enough time to each language. In the habit tracker, I am tracking my habits. Yeah, I love this habit tracker because it's very easy. You don't have to write each time task that you need to do, because basically you're just clicking on the plus in here. Voila, you have a new day with those habits that you need to tick off, okay? So how you can add new habits to this: click add property, checkbox, a new habit. For example, watch a video. Yep, we have that. Then you're going to click on the 3 dots, properties, and show the habit. And voila, it's shown in your template. Next, we're having a progress bar. A progress bar is something that helps you track the numbers of your goals. For example, you need to read a half of the book. There's like 200 pages. How do you know you have read all of those pages? I mean, you would know, but it's just a very interesting thing. I love seeing my progress in percentages. It just makes me more motivated to study, continue. So for example, we have a goal to read short stories in Italian. It's 200 pages. For example, I have read already 47, and I need to accomplish this goal until March 31st. Here you're writing down the target number, here the current one, and you're seeing your progress. It's a very nice page. It lets you to keep track of the number goals, so that you could be even more proud of yourself. Spaced repetition is something I have talked in my previous video about the Uni Hub, and this is the system that allows you to memorize new information, new words, for example, longer. So basically you have 4 cycles of repetition. So let's say you have learned a set of new words today. The next time you will have to revise them tomorrow. Next time would be in a week. Third time would be in 2 weeks, for example. And the fourth would be in a month. This is the system that will really allow you to help the material settle down in your brain, to make it more long-term. In the vocabulary hub, you can track all of the new words that you have learned, specifically synonyms, the meaning, and put down the example. And the flashcards. This is my favorite page. You're writing down new words in this column. Then you are clicking reveal. Voila! You have the meaning there, okay? When you learn a word much better, you can drag it to another column. Also, you can archive it. You can see the archived cards in here, so they're not disappearing, they're just disappearing from your view so that you could focus on other cards. I also have my Quizlet in here because sometimes it's very useful, you know. Why waste the cards that I have already made? How you can do that go to your Quizlet, copy the link to the cards, go to Notion, paste, create, embed. And voila, you have your Quizlet cards in your Notion. You can revise them even here. This is really everything I need, and I think this is really everything any language learner needs. But this is just a system to help you. It's just a tool, okay? It will not help you learn the language yourself, because to learn a language you need to actually study. In the next videos I would love to talk about my journey in learning French and Italian and how I'm working on it, how I'm learning the language. So you can subscribe to not miss out on it. And also you can comment down below what kind of templates you would love to see next, because I have many templates in my shop. I have many ideas for new templates, and I just don't know which ones would be very useful for you. So don't hesitate and comment down below. I hope to see you next week. Bisous!